Twende moja kwa moja hati katika maeneo ya County Hall ambapo kamati ya bunge kuhusiana na masuala ya kawi inakutana na baadhi ya washikadau katika sekta ya utoaji umeme. Tuvuke huko tusikie ni yapi ambayo yanajiri.
Honorable members, I think it is clear that as raised by Honorable Elisha, there is a serious conflict of interest in the way in this particular business of energy, the way the contracts have been formulated, where you feel that they are skewed. There can only be one explanation, that their interests. And we will not mention individuals until we get the CR12 for companies that have been listed here as shareholders. Then we can be able to consume the information. Number two, they've also seen a serious conflict of interest where some of the shareholders for your IPPs is Kenya Power. Why should you have Kenya Power as one of your shareholders? You can easily collude because these are the people who pay you. We've been having a discussion of the dispatcher, asking ourselves, does the principle of least cost routing, is it really taken into consideration? Do we really dispatch what is required? What is a possibility that even sometimes we will dispatch thermal power, which is expensive, when there is availability of cheaper sources, because the people dispatching are employees who are also beneficiaries of the monies you get because they are shareholders of your companies. It's really fascinating that yourselves probably have not seen a conflict of interest where you are transacting with Kenya Power, doing business with them as part of your directors or shareholders, yet these are the same people who are paying you. So where is the place of Kenyans in this kind of arrangement?
Chair.
So
Can we give him a chance to please answer the questions?
No, Mawede, you've asked your questions. Please relax. Okay. Please, I urge that let us have order, and you cannot interrupt the chair when he's asking a question.
I apologize.
So that is one area I also want you to clarify. There is a question that I also want you to give more details on. And I think it was asked by Elisha, Honorable Elisha or Kingara, the computation of the capacity charge. Yes, please, Mheshimiwa. The capacity charge, how you compute it, is this a fixed thing? How does it vary? And I would wish that you actually start with the computation of the capacity charge, because there's some things we want to understand. So can we start with the Gulf, please?
Yes, Chair of and the honourable members. Now, the capacity charge is normally a bid item. And maybe before I go to the capacity charge, I would like to make a clarification that the energy sector in this country is highly regulated. We have strict ways or defined mechanism how you can come in to become a generator, whether it's at the solar, whether it's at the thermal power, or any other technology, because we only have one off-taker, who is KPLC. We have a monopoly. And therefore, you will find that we have about 2 ways that you can get in. After a feed-in tariff, which is prefixed, or you go to bid. Now, the bid item floated by KPLC, and I'm assuming that they have already necessary approvals before they do this, is what we conform to when we are going to bid. And the reason why capacity charge is there, it is because with a monopoly, it will be very difficult to have an investor putting their millions of dollars and wait to be dispatched, only to be paid when they are dispatched. It doesn't work like that. And as much as we are trying to say that we could be paid for idle capacity, we will find that is a problem. Remember what one of our colleagues said, that these plants were procured on an anticipation that would realize a demand of 5,000 megawatts by 2017. The demand still starts, the maximum demand still starts at 2,150 so far. So when you have such a scenario whereby it's the government who procures these power plants, and they demand that you must have a certain capacity in place, otherwise you're going to be penalized for not having it in place all the time, and you have one monopoly, I would urge the members of the committee to advise us on what other mechanism would work, because I believe there's no other mechanism that will work. As much as we may be here and we try to say that we are being paid for idle capacity. Another thing is this. The structure in this country is this. Suppliers or generators take the risk of supply. The only monopoly we have, plus government, they take risk of the demand. And we believe that by the time they procure these power plants, a full due diligence has been done to make sure that they are available. I mean, they are well utilized when they are commissioned. The reason why we are here where we are is because we ran, if you look at the request for proposal that was floated in 2009, the minimum dispatch for this power plant was anticipated to be 65%. It is documented. And if you require that RFP, we can provide it because it's a public document. And that is the genesis of the capacity.